Oh, nice. That's actually, did you get one of everybody? Oh, it is.
You're covered now. I got those. So actually him up and down. Yeah. So is that a guy? Because I think he's played all.
My name is
one of the better guys in the
Ever heard of Syracuse before you got in the national season?
Yes, you know, I'm a big basketball town and things like that. You know, I love NCAA basketball. This is the area to be in. You know, like college sports and things like that. So Syracuse is always on the map in college basketball. So it's going to be a huge for me. You know, trying to really get better every single day, trying to grow and learn, and just trying to mature in every aspect of the game. And I wasn't, I'm not pleased when you get sent down, but I think I knew it was coming, and I was fine with that. And, I was trying to come down here and work hard and win down here, and just take my game one day at a time. So.
When Strasburg came through town, he had the label being a little bit of an attitude guy. It turns out he was a perfectly nice guy. You have that attitude label as well. Is that something you tried to dispel? Do you not care about it?
On the field, yeah, I have an attitude. I think that's everybody has to have an attitude. Everybody's cocky and arrogant. And, it's just the way people play the game. You have that swagger on the field, and you got to respect everybody you play against. When I'm in between those lines, nothing else matters to me ever. I want to win every single game. I want to battle every single at bat. And I'm that guy that you want on your team that don't want to play against. But when I step over those lines and I'm out in public or inside the clubhouse, I can be the next guy ever. I'm not a bad guy. I don't think I am. I smile all the time, and I have fun, and that's what I am.
How much is going to help having Tony Beasley managing you for a second year?
I love Bees. I love Troy, our hitting guy, and we have so many guys in this club that I played with last year and came up with last year, and having Tyler Moore hitting in front of me, I think is going to be huge for me. And he's an unbelievable talent. 31 bombs, 200 ribbies in 2 years. So we got a lot of guys in this club that can really play. You got Bynum at short that has been here, done things. And you got Corey Brown, and just naming a few. So I'm really excited about this year. Really excited to get going and get playing.
As talented as you are, how much do you learn from those older veterans at each step that you've been at?
I think it's huge. I went into spring this year, with an open arm and an open hand, and trying to just really learn and trying to really just take everything in that they're saying to me and learning every single day. And having guys around me that played this game is really good for me and really good for the organization.
All right, well, Bryce, best of luck to you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Right here with Bryce Auburn right here. Ready to score 60.
Tried not to be jealous.
We're not jealous. We think it's great, man. Seeing a 19-year-old up here in AAA, we're just excited to see him play.
What do you expect out of the lineup?
We got a great team. We got a lot of years in the big leagues on our team. We got a lot of salt on our team, we call it. It's going to be an exciting team, and hopefully we gel together, and it's going to be great.
Nationals have been fortunate to have a lot of prospects come up, not just the Strasburgs and Harpers, but the guys a tick below. And you've been fortunate enough to play with a lot of them. Can you see just that development?
I've seen the growth of the past 3 years. I think I'm not lying here. I think it's going to be the best team we've had here. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of years from the bigs. We got a lot of older guys on this team, a lot of leadership. So, like I said, hopefully we can gel together and play well together.
Sea League said you guys are one of the teams to watch this year. What's it like to even have the commissioner?
I mean, it's going to be exciting. I mean, we got a great pitcher set. We got Landon coming down now. I mean, he just helped our team out in one day. So we got Harper. We we just got a lot of veterans on our team, so we'll see.
How much just the buzz of having Harper here helped getting more people in the stands, a little bit louder in here?
We got 20 more news people here, so it's obviously big here, but to get more people in this crowd, it's going to be awesome. I mean, the past couple years been a little short on crowd, so hopefully they'll bring them out.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Seth, Ben Meyers, I'm with Auburn Citizen. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I want to ask you about the weather.
Yeah.
It's so nice and warm down there. What's
It's unbelievable.
What's the first couple of days like up here?
It's
you
a
guys
lot better than last year. I mean, apparently y'all had a lot better weather than last year, I guess, right?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I think it feels great right now. It feels a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So.
Is it tough to make that transition? I know the ball flies different. Pitches maybe react a little different, or doesn't it really matter?
A little bit. I mean, your glove gets a lot stiffer playing short. Absolutely. I mean, you just gotta get used to it, and that's why we come here a couple days early, just to feel for the weather and feel for the new field we got here. So yeah.
You've been the young guy before at some point in your career, of course. Now you're one of the guys that they look to for the experience, especially at this level when you're only a phone call away. What's it like having that responsibility and being in the middle of the infield where everything happens?
I love it, man. I mean, I like when young guys come up and ask me how everything is. I mean, I take that responsibility seriously, and hopefully I can help some of them out.
And is that one of your, obviously you want to be in the show too, but is it seeing those guys kind of mature and blossom? How does that feel being like another surrogate coach on the field to see those guys succeed too?
I mean, it's great. You always hope for all these guys to get to the big leagues. So, I mean, any way I can help out, I will, and hopefully I'll be that guy soon. So, yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, this is my 4th year here, so I'm comfortable being around really anybody as far as rookies and guys at big league time. There's a cool dynamic. Bryce is a good dude. He's real cool. Especially Michael's too, man. It's we're all comfortable around each other. There's not really much. I don't know how to put it, but we're all real open. We're all talking like we're already good buddies, and it's good sort of experience.
What's the dynamic like at this level when you're fighting to make it to the majors, but you're also trying to maybe help the younger guys? Do you want to give away too many secrets?
No, I mean, if anybody has any questions, it's not about secrets, and I'm trying to get ahead of it. As long as I'm doing what I can control, that's the only thing I can do. I'm not gonna, root against anybody. I'm not gonna not tell anybody something that they can improve their game. I hope the best for everybody, and that's the decision that the upper level management has to make, not something that I can control.
Thanks, man.
Put yourself in Bryce's shoes. What do you think that's like? That since he was in high school, the attention's always.
I have no idea, man. I wasn't even drafted, so I couldn't tell you exactly how he's doing.
Jarrett Hoffenauer, Chiefs infielder, former.
He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he handles it well. He's got a lot of confidence, and that's important. Sometimes he puts himself out there, like if some people get rubbed the wrong way, but he's really genuinely a really good dude, really good guy. Good baseball player too.
What do you think it's going to be like with so many more people just here at the games? Primarily to see Bryce Harper play.
Oh well, I was here when Strasburg came through, so that was I got the effect of how people felt and how when there was a good buzz in the stadium, I was around. So that's great. Man. More fans, more attention for whatever reason is always a good thing.
Bryce being here, I know there, a lot of people label him as, a good guy. Fair or not fair, what have you got from Bryce so far in terms of who he is as a person?
Oh, I think he's awesome, man. He's definitely chill. He's real level-headed. I mean, as far as the expectations and the attention that he's got, he's handled it really well, man. As far as whatever people want to label him or do that's the media or the attention like that. I've gotten to know him in the locker room face to face and talking to him, so I can only tell you what my perspective is, and he's just another guy, just another teammate that I get to know, and he's got other things that he likes to do other than just baseball, and we don't necessarily have to talk about baseball all the time. He's a good guy, man. You guys will get to know him, I'm sure, as the season goes on.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Been here 4 years. Is there anything you get excited about with it being opening day tomorrow? Still any nerves still, even though you've been here a couple of times?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say nerves. I'm just, excited to get the season going. I know what I need to do, and that's just stay consistent. That's sort of the only thing I can do. It's the only thing I can control. And,
John?
I'm excited about the team this year, really. The past 2 years. Last year was sort of a disappointment as far as our record and attendance, and it was just sort of a downer year. But you know, it happens in baseball and every season, whatever. I'm excited to have fans. I'm excited for a new scoreboard. We've got a really good team, man. I've watched these guys play in camp. I've known a lot of the guys that I've come up the system with that are here now that just made the jump from AA to AAA, and I'm excited to be with them. It's just a real positive, at least start to the season. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited to the season.
Flower seeds and things like that. Just some tricks that we had, and got going like that. So.
All right, and I know you picked number 34. Your favorite player is Mickey Mantle. Right?
Yeah, how did that happen? I mean, you came from Las Vegas.
I've always liked the old school players. Mickey Mantle, George Brett, Pete Rose, Paul O'Neill. Just naming a few. I wore 7 until I was about 10 years old and went to a team, and kid had it, and so I just he was 47 and 34. That's why I stuck with it.
That's awesome. My last question for you is, sometimes I read a lot of stuff that doesn't seem very well sourced, and not necessarily positive about you. How do you react when you read something that might not be true, or you don't know where that information came from? Like, how do you deal with that?
Media's, they got to do their job and things like that, so they can write things, and I can't really look at that and say bad things. So I don't really look at anything like that. I like looking at the bad stuff because it just fuels the fire, and hopefully people write some good stuff down here. So
you thrive on that kind of stuff.
I do.
Do you
Absolutely.
take it and say,
I love looking at everything that's bad, and I never read anything really good about me, and I don't really care if somebody writes anything good, bad, or anything. I'm just gonna come out here, play my game, and just keep going. So.
Is that an attitude you need to have, especially when you're the #1 prospect in all baseball?
I guess so. I just think you can't really control anything on the outside part. I think you just got to come here, play your game, and get your respect, and hopefully I can just play my game and not worry about anything else.
All right, now this is seriously my last question. John Lannon just got sent down. John Lannon got sent down today to here. He was in the majors for a few years. Have you talked to him at all? Have you had any contact with him?
Nah, not at all. I don't really talk to Lannon. He's a great player, great pitcher, knows how to pitch. Pitched for us very good in the big leagues last year, and I like Lannon. He's a great guy, and it's going to be good to have him down here for our pitchers, and hopefully he teaches our guys a little something, and hopefully he gets back up there soon. So.
What do you think about your spring break in Syracuse as opposed to maybe in Cancun or some places other kids your age are going?
I just come out here, play my game. I'm not really worried about anything like that. Didn't even know it was spring break, so whatever.
What's your relationship with Tony?
Down here, it's kind of solidified that group. So can you talk about the starting pitch?
Yes, a lot of things happened, right at the last moment. We were really concerned about the starters early to mid-spring, and then when Zach Duke became available, we were able to get him, and total surprise yesterday with John Lannon. So a pleasant surprise for us. But with him, with Meyers. Tanner Rourke threw the ball outstanding in spring training. I'm missing somebody.
Atkins.
Oh, Atkins.
Tomorrow,
Atkins.
right?
Yeah, Atkins was outstanding as well. So, what I was most concerned about now, I'm probably, I feel probably better about the starters than a lot of other things.
Yeah. Talk about Atkins a little bit. I saw him pitch a spring training game against the Tigers against their A lineup, and he threw 5 great innings.
Yeah, you saw the only game that I saw, and he was outstanding. He was impressive. The way he handled himself on the mound, good presence of mind, the ability to compete. He didn't back down from their A lineup, and he attacked hitters with everything in his repertoire, and did a really, really nice job. He made one bad pitch to Bosch that cost a 3-run homer, but outside of that, he pitched a shutout.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Come on, somebody hit me, yo.
Having managed Harper last year, having you as manager last year and having you again this year, how much do you think that helps his comfort level moving up?
Well, definitely there's a comfort zone there. We've built a relationship. We're able to communicate to one another and be frank with each other. I think that's the best way to deal with players, treat them like men, be honest and open, and he knows what I expect out of him. I think I know what he's going to give, and just going to push him, and at the same time keep my arms around him. He's 19. As grown as a man as he may look on the outside, he's still a young kid on the inside, and I have to be mindful of that and protect him as much as I can, and teach him and nurture him at the same time, but push him to play the game and to learn to get better each and every day. So he is a joy to have him around.
How much can he benefit from the veterans who are here?
I think a lot. Jason Michaels has got 10 years in the big leagues. Xavier Paul's been around. Mark Tien's been around. We have a good mixture of guys that can, he can talk to, and they can talk to him, and kind of guide him through some situations that sometimes it carries more weight coming from players than coaches. So I like the idea of having those guys help me help him.
How about your excitement level being in AAA now?
I try not to get too excited. I try to maintain a even keel no matter what. But definitely I'm happy for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to the challenge. And, baseball is baseball as usual for me. But definitely I'm happy to be here.
I assume there's been no word from the parent organization about how long Harper will be here.
No, that's probably up to him. It depends on how he plays, how he progresses, how quickly he progresses. I told him yesterday not to think about the major league level, to focus on dominating the level of AAA, and that's what I want his mind. That's where I want his mind to be, and hopefully, if I can keep him not thinking about DC, then he'll play well here.
So when Strasburg was here, they kept him here till about June or so. Would you anticipate that would be the preferred way to do it?
Well, I think pitching is different than playing a position. I mean, you're talking about a pitcher that throws 100 miles per hour with a nasty curveball and a good changeup. It's kind of easy to project, how that's going to pan out because he has the ball in his hand. But when you got 8-9 guys trying to defend you, and it determines whether balls drop, whether they fall, that dictates your average and how you perceived as a hitter. It's kind of tough to script that. So I think his just has to play out.
What does a guy like John Wayne got all the experience pitching big league level? What do you think he brings here?
Well, I haven't had the opportunity to talk with John yet. I'm sure he's disappointed. So, I'm hoping that being the professional that he is, that he will come with the right attitude and just do his job. And that's all I can ask out of him. We have some guys in our starting rotation that have been around. Mitch Atkins has been around. He's pitched at the major league level. Zach Duke's pitched at the major league level. So it's not a lot of young guys for him to help in that sense. He's a guy that's probably going to be a leader by example. How he goes about his work, how he prepares, how he attacks hitters in game. And so that's all I can ask out of John. But I don't want to put too much on him because I'm sure he's carrying enough weight right now, being frustrated, getting sent down after having success at the major league level.
What are fair expectations we can expect out of this team in terms of wins, losses, and playoffs and all that?
Well, wins and losses, it's tough to say that at this point. We have no idea what the league has to offer us. So I like to kind of go through the league once and see everybody, see how we stack up, and kind of go from there. But as far as we're concerned, just play the game right, execute fundamentals, do what it takes to score runs, because ultimately that's the only way to win, score more runs than the other team. So, we're going to try to do what we do and do it very well, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Hey, Tony, you've managed mostly the National League game because you used to manage for the Pittsburgh organization and now with the Nationals, Harrisburg. How do you like the possibility for this team to have speed and the ability to hit and run, bunt, the pitchers hit maybe once in a while? What do you think?
Well, we have a mixture. I think we're going to have to use everything. We're going to have to bunt at certain times. I kind of let the game play out and take what the opposition gives us or try to take advantage of something that they're taking away. If we can't steal that day, then maybe we need to hit and run. So I want my guys able to do everything, to play the complete game of baseball, because I think when it comes down to it, if you rely on one facet of the game, then you become one-dimensional, and when that's taken away from you that night, then you can't succeed. So, you know, we need guys that can handle the bat, get the bunts down, and hit and run, and a few guys that can steal bases. And some guys that are average speed guys, we let the other team dictate. If the pitcher's going to be slow to the plate, then we'll take advantage of that. So we're always looking for ways to exploit what they give us.
Now, you had Troy Gingrich as your hitting coach last year. Is he working with the pitchers on some of these hitting techniques?
Yeah, Troy works with pitchers. I spend time with pitchers as well, with bunting and hitting. So obviously we want pitchers to be able to handle the bat. I always tell them to take pride in being able to get a bunt down. That's their number one priority, but being able to battle and have a decent at-bat is important as well, because if they don't, you're already playing with 24 outs.
Tomorrow, you're opening. Is this a shining moment tomorrow? Or?
I don't know. It's a long season, but it's always nice to get off to a good start.
Okay, now I know everyone's talking about that Harper guy.
Yeah.
But John Lennon just got sent down. He pitched for National. Obviously, you know who he is. You ever talked to him at all?
I have not talked to him. I was surprised because he had a good year last year. So, but
3.7 ERA, gets sent down. Like, you know, you're trying to get up to the next level. What kinds of things do you think you could take from him, knowing the experience he has?
I mean, he's more of a visual learner, so I watch him pitch and see how he handles batters and talk to him about that. It's probably the easiest thing for me to do.
Okay. And obviously Bryce is here. You know, he's creating a media circus here. Aside from that, what kind of expectations can we realistically place on this team in terms of wins, losses, playoffs, and that stuff?
I think we got a pretty good team. So a lot of talent. So I think the sky's the limit.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Any nerves coming in for? I mean, it's opening day. You know, it's Syracuse opening day. It's still
I mean,
a step away.
it's always the first, I always say waiting around is the worst part. But once the game starts, everything just kind of goes out the window. So I kind of hate the before, but once I get started, I'm good to go.
What about just the temperature change? I mean, for pitching, it's such a finite thing anyway. You know, you're in the warm for so long, and you come up here and it's windy, and it's a little bit nicer than it usually is, but still that change in the weather and everything like that. How does that affect you?
I think it's a little easier for pitchers, but I mean, because it takes a little longer to get warmed up, but once you're warmed up, you're kind of good to go. So I think it's a little easier for pitchers to start out with.
These guys,
Hey Mitch, I'm Tom Leo from the Post Game. Talk about being the opening day starter. What honor is that?
It's a good honor. They're kind of didn't know who's going to start. I'm glad I'm going to try to get this team started on the right foot.
That's all I need. Thanks.
To work on a little. I know you're tired and everything, but just.
Sorry to interrupt. We got two more guys though. Can we just shuttle you for the? We have about 5 minutes.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm done.
Yeah, like a.